Hey everyone, Laura with my very own quilt shop. It has been a minute. Quilting takes a bit of a hiatus for me over the summer and early fall months. So I haven't been doing any quilting, which is why I didn't have any new quilting videos up. But I am back at it. There's just too much to do around here in the summer. I have a garden, we have yard work that takes a lot of time. We live on a lake, so we like to enjoy that. And I'm just not in quilting mode, and trying to quilt quilts when I'm not in quilting mode doesn't do anybody any good. I do tend to get some piecing done, but that's about it. But now I am back in quilting and binding mode. I've got Sunny, the long arm, all cleaned up and oiled, and I am on quilt number 3. I have been doing some smaller quilts just to kind of refresh my memory on designs and whatnot, and I have a very special large quilt coming up, and so I'm kind of testing out designs for that. I know I want to do an all over, but I want to do the right all over on it, and so kind of doing some small quilts to work up to that. Which brings me to what I want to show you today. One of the things, I've only had my long arm for a year and a half, and with those summer breaks, it really hasn't even had a full year of use left yet, because I got it at the very end of April 30th, a year and a half ago. Quilted for a couple of months, took my break, quilted for some months, ended up summertime again. So one of the things I have never done with it yet, and I'm still learning a lot, is to use the small spool holder. On one of my previous videos, I had mentioned that I have been using my normal size Connecting Threads Essentials threads in my bobbins, and it's been working great. And someone commented that it would also work as a top thread. I really wasn't sure about that because I don't know that those threads were made for long arms, especially not on the smaller spools, and they are just the smaller 1200 yard spools. So this quilt that I'm going to show you, truly the very best thread match. I had nothing on the cone that matched the top, that I just really couldn't find anything I liked. So I pulled out my essentials. I have pretty much every color of the essentials from when I was doing quilting on my domestic machine, and found the perfect teal thread. So yesterday, after a bit of tinkering, I did work out the kinks and get it set up where it's working really, really, really nicely on that top thread holder. And I've got essentials both in the top and the bobbin. And essentials is a very, very inexpensive thread. I don't know how it would work with some of the newer computerized machines. Like I know the Berninas don't even like it for piecing, or some of them don't. My Janome loves it, doesn't care. The Gamel doesn't seem to care. The only thing that I am finding is I have cotton on top and bottom now, and there's a lot of lint. So I'm doing some extra cleaning. But let me, I thought I could flip you, and I can't flip you because I'm making a video. So I'm going to flip the phone and keep talking and hope this works. So here is the quilt. Normally with my YouTube videos, my husband is filming me, but this I think will just work fine. So here's my little quilt. This is a kit we have in the shop. And you can see the thread matches really nicely. And then here is how I have it set up. I've got it centered. I've got it feeding through that one feed post, and then everything else, of course, is exactly the same. And then the only thing I'm doing is that bobbin area is getting a lot of lint. So I'm doing extra cleaning when I change the bobbin. I clean the whole bobbin area up, including under the plate. Like there's a lot of lint that has accumulated up there. And the previous quilt, I used a cotton thread on top and bottom as well. I used a signature on the top, and there was a lot of lint up there that I hadn't cleaned out. So I'm using these little doohickeys that I use on my domestic machine. They're from Eleanor Burns. There's these little cleaning sticks. I just skip that up there and clean out all the lint before I put a fresh bobbin in. So that's the only thing that seems to be a con about using this thread. Other than that, it's working great. I've had no breakage. Once I got it set so it was feeding cleanly, using the thread guides and whatever and getting it centered and not too tight on the post, then I haven't had any problems with breakage. I've had zero problems with breakage in the actual quilting. It was just getting it set up to feed nice and smoothly. So if you also have some of this thread, I say give it a try. It's inexpensive. It comes in a zillion freaking colors. And it's great for smaller quilts. Like, I don't know, it's a 1,200 yard spool. So, you know, I don't know that I would use it on a large quilt just in case I started having breakage problems, but it's working great on this small quilt. And this quilt even has a lot of seams and bulky seams, and it's still working just great. So give it a try. You never know until you try, right? So this is just something I wanted to share in case it works for you as well. Have a great day.